My gosh. My gosh. That performance yesterday, blood. I have to say it, man. I've been fairly. No, let me keep it a buck. I have been very honest and very um, precise with my words of how I'm trying to explain the situation with Manchester United for a minute in the past. How many videos I've been doing, in my match reactions based on performances, players, the managers, the poor decisions, the system, the structure, the defense structure, the score lines, and you may think that this game was, you know, if you watch, no, if you've seen the score line without any context, you would think that this game here was one of those games that you would love to see in a Champions League final, where it's just end to end entertaining, like that. Brother, it was absolutely rubbish, blood. Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 4. When I now this scoreline, right? I keep on saying to myself, right, like, how am I seeing here a Bundesliga scoreline at Old Trafford? Like, how? Like, how? You know why? Because this is your Amram. This is Amram. We have been seeing this here for more than a year now, because it's now past November, blood. In full effect, fam. This right here, man, is one prime example, right, of many that you, man, wanted, full of entertainment, right there for you, fam. And this is, if you want to get you to the top 4, this is something that you got to take on board and be like, nah, this can't happen again. The standards here of a club that is meant to be in the top 4, or even to win the league, you have to make sure that you win more than you lose. That's like me saying the reason why that we lost today is because the opposition scored more goals than we did. Well, fam, it's so blatantly obvious, blood. Now, look, I was away in the first half, right? Because like I was busy with family and other personal situations that I had to deal with, like that. And that's when I scored. But that's when I first saw, the score line. Like Ahmad scored first to make it 1-0, and then Semenyo scored the goal after, which was 1-0, and then Casemiro scored a second from Mr. Spamming's assist just before half time. And then after the first half, Evan Nilsson scored right after when the second half began. That made it 2-2, right? And then after that, Marcus Forgive me because I can't pronounce his name. Is it Tavernier? Forgive me if I'm butchering his name, but he made it 3-2 to Bournemouth. And this is where that I came in, to go and watch the game to see it for myself. What on earth is happening, blood? Because you are at home and you are allowing man to score here in your backyard. I came in when it was 3-2 to Bournemouth. And then the third goal, which made it 3-3, I got to admit, when I saw the handball, it was harsh on man. Because, no, fam, it was bare harsh. But like for everybody else, if it happens here to the team you support, you take it. You take it, fam. And then fair play, man, to Mr. Spamming for scoring that free kick, like that. Like I said, yeah, bare times that I will always praise, when you have done something to help the team. Because from the eye test, because I've said this for a minute, that you can assist and you can score a goal, but your performance as a whole was crap and was rubbish. And Mr. Spamming is one of those men that consistently do that, where his stats doesn't align with his performance. And people you always go by, yeah, but he assisted, yeah, he's got a goal, so be proud of it. And no, look, you, with your stats and with your performances, if they don't align together and it's inconsistent, in the long run, it just won't work. It just won't work, bro. This is what man has been trying to say for a minute, for a long time thing, that consistency is the best ability. That is one of them. It's like availability is the best ability. It's like that, blood. And if you don't have that in place, because for us fans who see it, who have been a footballer or have played football in a certain level and watch the game, and you can see that, wait, we have been playing crap, but we managed to score the goals, then something is wrong. Something is not right. You cannot keep on doing this every time. Every team is different. And you got to structure your team based on your identity, not towards the opponent. And this is what this terrorist does. And then seconds after, no, actually, let me say it specifically, 2 minutes after, then Cunha scores, right, to make it 4-3 with a brilliant goal. Obviously lucky for the return to him, because I think Sesko tried to pass it to him, and I think it deflected there from a player, and I think it ended up here to Cunha, and Cunha scored his goal, which was me. I didn't even celebrate. I was like, good. Because Cunha needed that, because he has been one that has been trying to change the game for a minute here, from match after match, game after game. He's trying, but nothing's coming off. And you can tell that with the way that he is as a maverick, that he's like, come on, I want to get that goal, I want to get that assist, I want to help the team. And then like the scoreline, you always suggested when you see a 4-4 score, you say, so was there a goalkeeper? Cooper Jr. from Bournemouth just scores the equaliser year for Bournemouth to make it 4-4. And then you see that, and then you say to yourself, wait, how can you have 5 at the back, or let's just say starting with 5 at the back, and yet you allow these men to score against you? How could you? And this is a trend that we've been seeing, fam. Having you see a team like Man City, like Liverpool, like Arsenal, who mainly play 4 at the back. But this guy, he puts 5 at the back. How could you allow your team to concede these many goals when you always play starting with 5 at the back? My footballing brain, you cannot comprehend that. I don't understand this, especially when we have system and structure in this day and age, blood. I don't know what to really say. It's always like when a manager like him, like I said in the previous video, that systems and structures and the right players in the right positions, not shoehorning them, all of that is meant to help the players to play well, to play their strengths, and as well as what? To eliminate as much mistakes as possible, fam. Is man mad? This is a question that that I often ask myself for a minute in my previous videos. How are you conceding when you're so defensive? Ahmad is not a defender. He's not even a defensive player. As we know that he's an attacking player. We know that he is an attacking midfielder, but he's willing to do a job on the right wing back. And yet, blood, we see this mess. And right now, as we speak, right, if we had won this game yesterday, if we had won this game against Bournemouth, you know where we could have been? We could have been 4th, blood. Now, if I can remember, we are still 6, leveled with Crystal Palace, Sunderland, and Liverpool. You could have been probably. I'm thinking you could have probably be. I think is it leveled with Chelsea now. And yet again, Mr. Spamming gets man of the match because of his assists and his goal. And the thing about it, a lot of men are gonna say to me, yeah, but football is not all about the eye test. Like I said before, blood. If the eye test is consistent, in the long run, you're gonna get consistent results. It's all about consistency, blood. Absolute disgraceful what this terrorist Amram is doing to the Man United fan base, to people around that supports the club. It's like he's brainwashing them without letting Mania think for themselves. People following trends like what we saw before with Xerxes and on X, or let's say Twitter. Because the thing about it is that man are not thinking of what is ahead. I've been seeing this year for a minute, like I've been saying this in my previous video. Like, how are you, man, you're going to replicate that in the games coming? And the reason why that someone like me, someone like a brother like me, who has played football at a decent level, who done best stuff in my life from anyway. I see this and I say to myself, you know that this is not consistent. If somebody is playing bad, but yeah, it's like, no, like, okay, I remember this year back in the day. I remember Wayne Rooney. I forgot when he said this, but it just came to me just now. I remember Wayne Rooney, right? He wouldn't care about the assists or the goals as long as someone in the team is able to do that work. But Wayne Rooney, I think Wayne Rooney said this. He said, and I'll paraphrase this. He said that if I don't put a shift in, game after game after game after game, I will go back into the changing room. I'll go back at home knowing, just knowing, blood, that I had a crap game. Because you can't, because I said this year, with the way Amram has set up his team, I said this before, I said that he's very lucky that the way he set up his team, because his system works against teams here like the West Hams, the Wolves. I said this. Can man like Amram replicate what he did yesterday, to games like against even teams that set a low block? Now, I'm not saying Aston Villa does a low block, but can you replicate what he did today against Aston Villa? Bear in mind that Aston Villa is at their ground and Newcastle, because all we see on the pitch, strip out the goals, strip out the assists, assuming that Mr. Spamming and odd damn man there, you're at Man United, never scored a goal, but yet we saw only their performance, we will be screaming and always see it's chaos. This is where we'll be like, no, something isn't right. We're looking for consistency. And always see it's chaos, not controlled and disciplined on the pitch. Like I say here, everyone is doing everything. Man now are going to look at me and say, and look at me in the eye, blood. Like proper in the eye, blood, and say that this performance here was positive. What are you inhaling, blood? What are you smoking, fam? Do you know how many goals that we conceded, as I said? You know, I've been saying this for a minute, like me, I'm not even surprised about the way United is here for the past, I don't know, I think for the past more than 12 months now. I'm not surprised, even when Ten Hag was here. I'm not surprised. But yet, the thing about it is that even though that I'm not surprised, you want your team to win. You want your team to play well. It's not all about, yes, it's goals and assists. But let me tell you something. How you perform gives you the goals and assists. Now, if you keep on doing that over and over and over again, the way that you are, it's going to dry up. And then the goals and assists won't come. This is why that we talk about performances needs to be consistent. And there have to be something that we can believe in. This is absolute bookiness. This is foolishness, blood. You know, like I said, I came in the second half, man. And then even me coming in the second half and watching that, I said to myself, no, this is bad. Now despite how crap we are, right? Despite that, we still maintain this home record. Whenever Manchester United score first or lead at halftime, we never lose a game. And this is since 1984, I believe. We are bare lucky, blood, to still have that record. Absolute shower of mudslide. You know them way there. Absolutely. I'm not happy with this because people will say that that we should be happy because we drew. I'm not happy because you cannot replicate this into the next game. And it's about the team you're doing well, game by game, not in spells. Like I said before, it's all about consistency. If you can't replicate that game by game, then there's something wrong. If we had a proper system and structure, especially getting the best out of our players and putting them in the right places in the formation, like I said, not shoehorning them, then things will be better going forward. But then we see this foolishness when the manager is making the defenders do the midfielder job by passing through the lines here through long balls. What a disgrace. And this one as well. You have 5 at the back. You're conceding this many goals. But yet, the subs he brings on, most of the time, or probably all the time, are defenders. But yet, we still concede. How can you justify that? Bear in mind that we have lost many points. Even right now, since West Ham, I think we lost 4 points overall against Everton, because don't forget that they were down to 10 men, and then we still lost. West Ham considered a late equalizer, and our Bournemouth blood considered 4 goals, including a late equalizer. And then after that, we see this the quotes from Ruben Amorim. This guy, about the youth. Toby Carrera, Amas, Kobe Mainu blood, and Chido. Putting these young brothers under the bus, blood. My days. I don't want to get into the quotes. Putting bare man under the bus when you are the manager. Now, but the thing about it, if they don't do well, that's on your head. And a man will want me to back it just emotional bread. with these outrageous quotes. Like, don't speak what's on my doorstep, blood. I think me, I backed this guy long enough. Because before, I was like, even though he's doing bad, we want him to succeed. But then he exceeds expectations by not allowing us to back him. What is there to back? I said this for a minute, man. Like, if you win your games, if you structure the team very well with your stubbornness, and I know that in this game, for the first time somehow he managed to change 4 at the back. I wonder how long that's gonna last. I was saying before, right? Look, like, if you do well by structuring the team right, playing attractive football, putting your players in the best position possible and getting the best out of them, you shut people's mouths. But the thing about it is that if we do the opposite and do some foolishness, what you're gonna get? You're gonna make those mouths keep on moving, blood. And you caused that, not us, you. You're the manager. This Brer gets protected like the walls of the city in the anime Attack of Titans. Brother, absolute rubbish and gobsmacked that actually what this guy is doing lately. I'm just lost for words for this maniac. Now, I want to talk about Manu for a second, because we spoke about the youth players, about Amram, right? Not about the Crows, but Manu especially. Now, in front of you, there is a picture here of his half brother wearing a shirt that has and it says on there, free Kobe Manu. Now, the wickedest thing about this is that, first of all, in that game, right, Kobe looked very good when he came on. I'm not gonna lie, he played very good. He was doing the basics right. He was keeping things moving. Sorry about that. But who knows here if he's doing this here to prove a point, like Amram, proving a point, by throwing him under the bus here while they were losing at the time when he was brought on. And obviously his half brother Jordan, forgive me if that's not his name, but his half brother, and a lot of people are going to be fuming at the fact that you didn't have to do this to Manchester United, and especially to Manu, because now it puts more pressure. Now, obviously, there is a lot that I could actually say about this, but I'm going to keep it quite condensed because of time. Even though that what his half brother is doing may not be right, I agree. Obviously, what he's doing is not the right thing, but saying that free Kobe Manu is right. Because do you know why? Because it's the manager's fault. Anything you do in the club, the result is going to come out. Anything you, like I said about, if you do some foolishness, mouths are just gonna keep moving. That's exactly the same thing here with this situation with could be Mainu's hard brother. He came out here to support his brother because of how because of how he's been mishandled. I mean, like I said before, I've said this for a minute. I have backed Mainu because of his performances before, and I've said this for a minute that Mainu is a special player. He was one of the best young players, but this manager don't see that. The thing about it is that if you start something, there is going to be a result. If you want to be starting something, something's going to happen. Word to Michael Jackson. Now, this will put pressure here on Mainu as well, innit? Because obviously Mainu's head, he just wants to just help the team. And when you haven't got a manager that doesn't back you and support you, I can understand that it could be more pressure. But Mainu isn't that type of brer that comes out and make a fuss. Keeps his head down, keep on working hard. When the chance comes, he goes. And in this game against Bournemouth, Mainu played brilliant, keeping things simple. And I hope, like I said, that Amram is not throwing him under the bus just because that he brought him on when they were losing, and then he will cut his head off saying that, I give him a chance and he's failed. Nah, blood. He's one of the reasons why that we managed to keep on going in the game. And I can't believe that Amram don't see that. And for his half brother to say free Kobe Mainu, I think this was during half time that the picture was taken. To say that free Kobe Mainu, what he did here wasn't the right thing to do, to come out and have the shirt. But the intention of saying that to free my brother, I understand that. Anybody would do that. But you have to do it the right way. And like I said before, like, if we don't like that, then that's on you, because you started the problem. And now someone else now you start the problem, and then there is a result. Now someone now needs to now the person who came out and saying free Kobe Mainu now have to do things in the right way to support his brother. And even though the way he did there wasn't right, the intention of it was right. Free my brother, because you, man, are not managing him properly. And my brother, he's not enjoying his football at the moment. He's not enjoying his time here. Man United, man, is meant to be a fortress, but you guys are managing it like a wow, man. My word. You're treating it, man, like as if it's a graveyard. And the way this game went, Ineos, dare you keep this guy here, knowing full well this guy doesn't care about Man United whatsoever, or the ethos of it. I'm saying that because he youth players and he put them under the bus. Unbelievable. Especially when man conceded 4 goals in this game. I know this is a long video. Let me keep it short and then I will duck out. In Bremer. Now, in Bremer, he had one of those games where we know what we're going to get from him. You know, like that. And He's not that kind of man that can beat one or two players like Cunha. You know, he's like a gunman. You know, so today showed that real frustration of him. You know, like doing what he does best, but it's coming off wrong. Like there was one chance here where like he took it first time when the ball came to him and he snatched it and it went over. So he was having one of those like bookie games, you know, like that. Now, Amram blood, oh my days, Ineos fam, oh my word. Look, the next games after this, like I said in the previous video, where I said that the next games coming up in the next month, you know, coming will be where he earned his bread blood, because in Bremo, Ahmad are off to AFCON, and brother, this is gonna be a ride from this manager, because that is everything. That is everything, but not a Man United manager. And then Mazraoui is already gone. Like the Morocco Foundation are letting man know at Man United. No man, you ain't keeping him for one more game. Shook, you know them way they shook Man United are absolute shook, because they know that Amram is not doing a good job. They know that. No. He's coming. He's not staying with you, man. I cannot wait, man, to see what we will do against Aston Villa. Amram is going in. I tell you what, fam. I tell you, blood. I cannot wait, blood. I seriously cannot wait, because I want to see what he will do. Because everybody thinks that this man here is, is improving little by little and on them and there. Nah, he's not improving in the slightest, blood. Things are getting lucky and lucky and lucky, and I cannot wait what you do against Aston Villa. I tell you what, man, Ruben Amram is going in, blood, with a rude awakening.